Birth and death are funny things. People end, they stop, they die. I'm not sure how to put it more bluntly. But the echoes of their life lives on without them, in the memories of the people they meet. A little snapshot of their existence contained within another's brain. And then the way we change people. Our parents help define who we are, our teachers, our friends. Without them, we wouldn't be who we are. And even when they're gone, we still have that part of them in us. And then we change the people we meet. And so on and so forth. The echoes of life live on, even if the one that it started with is long gone. You even can get quite clear glimpses of people that have died possibly hundreds or even thousands of years ago in the text they've written. I mean, it's kind of shocking that you can read a book of some poor soul that died forever ago, but their words are still there, clear as day. It's quite the sight. Oh my. Today, something new will be born. It's your, well, beautiful baby Bonnie. I hope you take good care of her. You bring Bonnie home swaddled in soft blankets. You set her delicately down in her crib. She quietly begins to cry. Oh shit! Baby crying! What do you do? Give her a soft toy. Attempt to acquire breast milk. Turn up the TV and grab a beer. Play her some Mozart, only the finest music for my child. Check her nappy. Give her a action figure. Give her a soft toy. Attempt to... She's probably hungry, so getting her some breast milk is probably the best plan? There's a small problem though, you're a single dad. You try to acquire some breast milk, but unfortunately that only results in a few restraining orders. Eventually, you remember that babyphobia exists, and that solves your current problem. Oh my. The next few years are comprised mostly of crying and pooping, and considering that I'm not a sadist, I'm not going to subject you to that. So I hope you don't mind, but there may be an itty-bitty time skip. 6 years later. It's a wonderful spring day, the sun feels warm on your skin, there's a soothing breeze carrying the smells of flowers and newly blooming life. It's a perfect day to go on a walk with your little Bonnie. As you peacefully stroll along, a little white rabbit jumps out in front of you. Bonnie is simply overjoyed and reaches out towards it. But the next second, there's a sickening screech, and the rabbit is now airborne, being held in fierce talons, piercing through its flesh, staining its white fur so very, very, very red. As the hawk swoops off into the distance, Bonnie looks up at you, tears in her eyes. What do you do? You don't worry your little head about anything. That little rabbit always wanted to know how it feels to fly, so his friend Mr. Hawk thought he'd help him out with that. Must be a breathtaking view from up there. That rabbit had just escaped from super evil murder prison and was planning to blow up a, orphanage. Yeah. The brave bird swooped in before it could do any harm. God bless our avian-based justice system. He'll be taken to trial, preceded over by vultures. You yell, "Who wants ice cream?" in an attempt to drown your child's sorrows in sugary treats. You hear the sound of a faint whimper in the background, but... Survival of the fittest, motherfuckers! Get that fluffy bastard! Please don't cry, I know it's sad, but hawks have to eat. Nature can be twisted. For predators, it's either eat adorable fluffy animals or, well, starve to death. It might seem cold-hearted, but it's how... don't worry. A small seed of an idea was planted in Bonnie's brain, soon to germinate into a beautiful tree. And that idea was, flying sounds good. I should try that sometime. Sadly, that tree would quickly break and fall onto Bonnie's legs, smashing one of them. Alas, jumping off a roof with only cardboard wings is not how one begins to fly. You see Bonnibel looking up at you, beaming, her face and hands a rainbow smudge of chalky marks. In her hand she tightly clutches a scrunched piece of paper. She raises it up in triumph. It appears to be an incomprehensible mess of scribbles. A mess of overlapping chalky colours. You assume it's a deep, postmodern representation of the human soul. But Bonnibel informs you that it is a dinosaur. How dare you waste my precious child's time with such inane tasks? Playing with chalk on paper? They should be learning useful things like algebra and quantum mechanics, you know, stuff you can really use on a day-to-day basis. Not this damn hippie shit. Very postmodern. I see you've clearly taken inspiration from the school of Dadaism. Oh, your brushstrokes are reminiscent of Van Gogh's. Well, technically it's chalk, but someone as truly inspired as you doesn't need to be held back by such tawdry conventions. Back away in terror, letting out an ear-piercing scream. You clap your hands in delight. It's beautiful, my little Michelangelo. Dragons are way cooler than dinosaurs. Get with the times, kid. I'm really sorry, Bunny, but it just looks like scribbles to me. But nobody starts off good at something. They practice, and they practice, and they practice. And then one day, after a lot of hard work, you'll be able to draw a truly beautiful dinosaur. For a moment, Bonnie's face is very sad, but eventually that sadness hardens into steely determination. She vows to become the best person at drawing dem dinosaurs in the whole dem world. The tyrant of T-Rexes, the Don of Diplogopi, the Viscount of Velociraptors. I would go on, but I ran out of shitty dinosaur alliteration. I'm sorry. Dad, are slugs jealous of snails? It's just snails have those little houses on top of their backs, and slugs don't. It's just unfair. They don't have a place to hide and curl up in, or a nice place to sleep when it's cold outside. It just doesn't seem very nice. Well, life isn't fair. Deal with it. Dab. I know it is sad. Wait, when we get home we can make some little shells for them so they can all be safe and snug. Well, they do have to carry their house around on their back all day. I know I would enjoy doing that personally. In the end, fairness always balances out. Considering the evolutionary viability of both of them, I don't think either of them are better off. I mean, slugs and snails have been around for thousands and thousands of years. And if one was superior to the other, they would have outcompeted one another years and years ago. But they're still around, so presumably they're at an evolutionary match, a tie as it were. So yeah, they're probably equal. Otherwise, one of them would totally be dead and not here. Admit. Snails? Really, Bonnibel? Snails? I'd expect someone with as much potential as you to be pondering the works of Aristotle and Plato. Such banal things as snails are far, far beneath you, darling. And you should treat them as such. Now, let's go read some Ulysses. Well, during the great Snail vs. Slug War of 1890, the snail Sir Leopold of Estonia wrested the crown from the ruling snail, King Jeremy the Gooey of the Back Garden, and in his victory he declared that no slug shall ever wear a shell again to remind them of their shameful defeat. Kitsin, I think Bonnie might hate you now, and with a response like that, I certainly do too. I like slugs. Well, ew. That is gross. I like slugs too. You and Bonnibel have had a long day wandering around the great outdoors, peeping at wildlife. As you sleepily wander home, the sun already setting, The sky a dark blue, the last traces of light saying goodbye to the world. From the shadows, you hear a sickening crunch. Oh God, oh God, no, I didn't mean to. Out of the darkness, you see a poor, crushed little snail under Bonnibel's foot. It's only a snail. Oh, sweet pea, don't cry. It's all going to be fine, I promise. You didn't mean it. It was an accident. It was a horrible thing to happen, but crying about stuff can't change it. No matter how much you cry. Bonnie, we are higher life forms. There's no shame in crushing those who are weaker under your feet. You're going to hell, you snail murderer! You evil monster! Bonnie, I know it's bad now, but we can learn from our mistakes. Next time we go out, we can bring a flashlight, so if it gets dark, we can shine it on the ground, and no snail will have to be trodden again, because we'll see them before we step. Bonnie doesn't seem to want to reply. It is the dead of night, and you hear a door slowly creak open. There is a small, scared voice. There's a monster under my bed. Bonnie, everything is okay. It's just a nightmare. Sometimes our imaginations just get a bit out of hand. I promise you, everything is okay. Oh my God, there's a monster under your bed. What do we do? Quick, get my baseball bat. I'm gonna call the police. Bonnie, don't worry. I'm sure the monster is far more scared of you than you are of it. Only one of you is hiding under a bed. Don't worry, I'm sure there is not a monster under your bed. Look, just to make sure, I'll go check there for myself. I promise there's nothing. Give the Bonnie a gun and say, you'll be safe with this. If you see a monster, just shoot it. Bonnie, monsters aren't scary. What is scary? Give the Bonnie, monsters aren't scary. What is scary is the unknown. It's the darkness, it's not being able to see. So, tomorrow I'll get you a book of monsters. So then you will know, and it will be no longer unknown, therefore no more fear. Science.